I mean, what is he doing? What do you think? You can't just stomp on someone. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, I will say this is always a risk when you take a Draymond over. But I knew, I saw the play and I'm like, he's gonna get ejected. What is he? Did you see Draymond like firing up the crowd? What? Come on, man. Come on. And it was just one of those nights for me. My first really bad night in Prizepicks in a long time. So, want to forget it. Two things. Number one, Draymond, grow up, man. Number two, send the Nets to the G League. Send them to the G League. I am tired of the Nets, okay? I am absolutely tired of the Brooklyn Nets. Let's recap things, all right? I took 3 Nets overs. Took Dinwiddie over fantasy score. Shot 5 of 15 in like 42 minutes. I took Royce O'Neal over points and assists at 10.5. He shot 2 of 11 and played 36 minutes. And I took Mikal Bridges over shot attempts, 18.5. It got bumped, and it was the Cam Johnson legacy game. And they scored 80 points total. They went under by like 40 points in the over-under. So, just relegate this. I'm tired of the Nets. Tired of the Nets. No, but seriously, like for what I do, you can't be. It's a fine line that I have to like I can't cross. So it's like I can't be the guy that's the know-it-all, and you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. There's a lot of those guys on Twitter where they miss a pick, and if anyone says, "Oh, we're still up 100 units. I can't do anything wrong," you know. I don't want to be that guy, but I also, as a profitable player, you can't be the guy that overreacts to. Be like, well, I've lost a couple in a row. Like, this is awful. I'm the worst. I can't hit anything. No. So you can't be the know-it-all, but you also can't be the guy that's going to overreact. You have to think of it objectively, right? And just think like, all right, let's take bias out of it, and let's kind of think it through and review what would have happened if we would have replayed this game. So that's what I try to think about with the Nets picks that I took, right? So, like for example, Royce O'Neal, he played 36 minutes tonight and shot 2 of 11. I took his over 10.5 points assists. He finished with what, 8 points and assist? Okay. No bias here, but let's replay that game again. Give Royce O'Neal 36 minutes again. Probably hitting that 70, 75% of the time, maybe even more. Like he played 36 minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie, he played 42 minutes, shot 5 of 15. I think the Nets scored 80 points. You replay the game again, he hits that prop more than he misses it. And then with Mikal Bridges, in the games that he'd been playing, high 30s minutes, he had consistently been going way over 18.5 shot attempts. It just happened to be the Cam Johnson legacy game. So those are all things that I tried to explain without sounding like a know-it-all or sounding like I can't be wrong. So those are things I, as a content creator, and you also have to have thick skin too. You gotta have thick skin because I know after a bad night like that, I'm gonna hear about it. It's like all right, let's just kind of block it out, move on to tomorrow. I was like, I try to always joke sarcastically. So it was a bad day in Prizepicks. We hit one and we pushed one. I was like, oh, great night. We hit Herter over shot attempts and we pushed Clay fantasy score. But I think if you're just real and you're honest with people, that goes a long way too. And that's what I've been trying to do since I started this channel. So I told people a few days ago, we had been hitting 85% for a month. I was like, guys, this is not sustainable. There's going to be we're going to run in some bad luck. There's going to be some bad days. You have to prepare yourself do not overextend and start doubling or tripling down. Like, that's something you don't want to do on your winning streak. Is like start like doubling or tripling your bets. No. Like, don't do that. Do not do that. So I try to kind of preach all those things, but yeah, again, for what I do, you do have to have thick skin, but you got to think of it without any bias, right? You don't want to be the know-it-all, but you don't want to be the guy that overreacts to. You got to be like in between if you are going to be profitable long-term while doing this. So that's just a quick story time, I guess. But yeah, it was not a good day. It was not a good day. Missed all my Nets props. Draymond got ejected. Yeah, just not good. Not good. But hey, here's the positive, right? After a bad day like that, it can't get any worse. And we have tomorrow. So that's enough about recapping. But welcome, guys. If you're a first-time viewer, my name is DK. We'll be talking about 2 player props I like on Prizepicks.com. If you're a first-time user of Prizepicks, you can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. And the sponsor of the video is No House Advantage, where you can play DFS style picking player props, or you can play pick versus the house. You're going up to 20x your money. I'm going to start posting some picks on No House Advantage here and there as well on Twitter. So make sure to follow me there. Also, it's Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Been on fire with my tacos. So hoping to keep that going, bounce back after, again, a bad day today. But if you're a first-time user to No House Advantage, also DKDFS, we'll give you 100% match up to $100. So if you're curious, you want to try it out, take advantage of that free money. If you don't like it, so be it. But like, take advantage of that free $100 and mess around with it. And I think you will like it. So, all right. That is the recap of everything. And I didn't think there was anything else I wanted to talk about. I think I got my point across of what I wanted to say. But again, bad night. Bad night for me. All right. Let's talk about these 2 picks. So the first pick we're going to go to is going to be assist prop. And it's for a guy that got in massive foul trouble last game, Jalen Brunson at 5.5 assists. We're going to take more than 5.5 assists. So here's the thing with Brunson. If you box score watch, you might be a little bit worried about this prop. Like, oh, he only played 30 minutes. He only had 2 assists. Whoa, right? Hold on. He picked up 3 quick fouls in the first half, barely played in the first half. And honestly, outlier performance, only having 2 assists. I know this is kind of an uglier game. It's supposed to be played at a slow pace, but you're going to get close to 40 minutes from Brunson in a game like this, as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble. Also, something that does give him not a huge bump, but a slight bump to Brunson is the fact that Josh Hart is doubtful. Josh Hart's a guy that will do some ball handling. Like, just take a look. Like, he's averaging almost 4 assists a game on the season. So that ball handling has to go somewhere. You're just going to get more, I think, for Jalen Brunson. So Brunson averaging over 6 assists on the season. I think he's going to play around 40 minutes. No Josh Hart, slight assist bump to Brunson. We are going to take more than 5.5 assists here for Jalen Brunson. And the second one we're going to go to, and this is just, I was looking at the Boston-Atlanta one. Here's the thing with the Boston-Atlanta game. There are some props that I'm eyeing, but there's also blowout risk. I think Boston could wipe the floor with Atlanta. They almost did game 1, then Atlanta made a comeback in the 4th, but a lot of those props do kind of scare me. I was looking at some first half. I was looking debating Clint Capella first half. That was one that looked decent, but that game does scare me a little bit because I think there's definitely some blowout risk. But we're going back to Mr. Westbrook. Now, here's the thing, okay? He could not have shot worse last game and still very easily covered this. Also, what gives me confidence is Westbrook played awful through 3 quarters. Awful. And they still went back to him. There were times in the regular season where if he really struggled, they would close with bones and not bring him back. But in the playoffs, I think they're going to lean on the vets a little bit more, like a guy like Westbrook, who played awful through 3 quarters and still closed, still played 36 minutes. So here's the reason I like this prop. I think my only concern with it, I'll say the one concern, is the Suns come out strong and just blow out the Clippers. It is a 7.5 point spread. So I would say that would be my one issue is I think there's some small blowout risk in a game like this. But with a guy like Westbrook, let's take a look at the numbers, right? With Paul George off the court this year, Russell Westbrook is averaging 1.22 fantasy points per minute, and it's FanDuel scoring prize picks. He's averaging 1.22 fantasy points per minute. Now, I think he's going to play close to 40 minutes, high 30s to low 40s. you give him, let's just say the low end of that. Let's just say we give him 35 minutes at 1.22 fantasy points per minute, right? Well, that's easily going to cover the 37.5 fantasy score. So, again, the positives are what he's averaging with Paul George off the court. Pretty good fantasy point per minute. And the fact that he played so bad last game and they still closed to them gives me more confidence here. So, and he shot 3 of 19. I don't think you can shoot any worse than that. We'll just hope there's no blowout. That's the only thing I'm worried about is blowout. As long as we can avoid a blowout and we get high 30s minutes from Westbrook, I think we got a pretty good shot here. So those are going to be the 2 picks for today, guys. We're going to take more than Jalen Brunson 5.5 assists, pair that with more than Russell Westbrook 37.5 fantasy score. So let's just forget tonight happened. Let's bounce back. Also, it's Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Remember that. And I just want to say I appreciate all support, all you guys. I try to read all the comments and get back to everyone on YouTube. It's been a crazy run recently. So I just want to say thanks again for watching, for whether it be the DFS videos or the Prizepicks videos. I know, thanks for putting up with my tilts too. I know I'm a little bit crazy. The Nets, send them to the G League. Draymond, he's the woat. I'm going to end the video on that. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.